Hey all you Max devs, back to finish up at least adding these columns to our sarcophagus. Right now as we put them in, I didn't actually attach them, and there's a reason for that. Because this center one that we'll just do a copy of over here, and we can just do it by shift and drag just for an example, is the only one that's going to have a center pillar on each of them. So if I make a duplicate of this one and then here, and it's got a corner one, it's going to be a little bit different. So rather than do that, I haven't been attaching them. But you know what? I'm going to do it that way anyway. I think it should be fine because this is going to use 3/4 of it, and this is only going to use 1/4 of it. It should be pretty easy to detach the extra sides. You'll see what I mean. So let me start with this one. It's all one big piece right now, and that's what it's supposed to be. Everything's good there. We can't do our mirror anymore because we have the arch in the center, but that's okay. So what we need to do is grab this guy right here and take a look at him, and let's see what we're going to use. So one thing you may not have noticed, and if I didn't mention it, not only is this laid out in a specific way, but I have that symmetry, so I only have to do half the work. Well, the other thing about it is that you'll notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 edges. And I chose 12 for a reason, because it makes it basically a center cross right down the middle. So when I have things lined up, I know exactly where to cut. Everything I do for a reason, right? So I'm going to take this and delete it. Actually, not with the ignore back facing or that on. I'm going to delete this one and this one. So all I need is this. If you can figure that out, all I'm going to do is attach this quarter, and then when I have the mirror side, it'll have the other one for me too. So I'm going to delete that. I guess I missed one. Delete it. I'm going to come in here, and then I have to actually collapse it at this point. So instead of having the symmetry, I guess I could have attached these before I did that, and that would have worked too, but I didn't, so hindsight's 20/20. All right, I don't need this one on this side anymore, so I'm going to delete this one. Because when I have this attached, all I have to do is attach one piece to the other, so it should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to do is attach these pieces. So real quick, I'm going to come into here, attach, and grab it. Now it's all one piece. They're just not welded together, but since we snapped it, and since we did it so carefully, if we grab this, you'll see if I open up the weld, it's got 159. There should be 2 a piece here, so that's 60. Yep, perfect. So if I take this whole thing and I just go like this, I take a look and just make sure. See, some of them are a little bit off. That's fine. We can deal with it. Some of them have extra cuts because we did that cut there and there. We'll have to do a cut to match those, but we're going to go ahead and see that most of them work. I'm going to, it sucks that those don't match up exactly. Okay, so this is because when I made the symmetry of the pillar, I didn't make sure it went exactly where it needed to go. It's not a huge problem. I'll just do it by hand real quick. I'm going to grab this one, turn on the angle, grab this one, this one, this one, and this one. No, not that one. And then go S, turn on my S again, lock it down, and just pull it down. I mean, they should be lined up. It's just they weren't the right height. So there's really not a huge change we're talking about here. Okay, unlock it, go back to vert mode, and if we open this up, oh, I do think that I forgot to say there's probably one down here I need to get rid of. Not that, just this one. Okay, so I can't attach those verts if they weren't like that. So we've talked about that. So yeah, I've got all these set up. I'll go to weld mode, and I'll come up here to these and make sure that I've got a, yeah, it's about 10. Let's see. It should be good if I do it right. Yeah. So this one, turn off that snap. Yep. If I just move 1 point and I see that it's just doing 1 point, we're good to go. The other thing I need to do real quick is divide this. So if I go R, we know it's not going to go any further than that. I just need to do a real quick. I could do a swift loop too. So I just do it to like right there, and then I can just do it to like right there, and then turn that off. scroll this up just a little bit. Weld those together. Weld those together. Now I have a completely copied piece. Now, what I would do is, instead of trying to do this piece and cutting off the extra pieces and stuff, I'm gonna do something else. This one's gonna be unique. This one will actually be mirrored all the way over to the other side eventually, but I'll show you how we'll do that. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to 1, and we're gonna go, let's see, how should I do this? I'm gonna shift, drag a copy of it over here. It doesn't matter that it doesn't match or anything, because we still have that wonderful tool that we love so much that we call symmetry. So I'm going to grab this, go to the front view, delete, and then I'm going to go ahead and symmetry it, flip it. Okay, so now I've got both of them have that. Now all I have to do is go to 1, I'm sorry, vert mode. No, I guess I don't even need vert mode, what am I thinking? And turn on the snap tool, get out of vert mode here, turn on the snap tool, and I think I went out of move mode there. Snap is on and the move is on, and I'll turn on the lock and I can just snap it straight to that. Should be a perfect match. Everything should line up beautifully. Now I've got my second one. Okay, so here comes the tricky part. So I've got 2 of them done, right? And I know they line up perfectly at this point, right? So all I have to do, and they should line up perfectly. Okay. All I have to do is grab, turn off that lock, grab this one, and attach it to this one. And then come back into our verts, front, and just grab all these, right click, weld, and if it seems like it's grabbing too much, just go 0, 0. This is like as low as you can go, meaning that it's not going to weld anything that's not right on top of each other, and hopefully it gets all the ones we want. Okay, so we're going to say yes, like that, and we can check them and stuff, but for right now we're not going to. Okay, so what's going to happen? How does that help us? Well, I'm going to delete again this one, and now, just for giving you an idea what we're going to do, and I think you probably see it by now, is I'm going to take this, move the center point of the pivot to right here in the middle, and I can get really tight up on it, like that. And now I can come over here and say symmetry. And now I've got both of my sides done. I just need to do this last attach, and the great thing is it's symmetry, so I don't have to do that. I told you most of the time just to collapse edges and stuff, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so the last thing is that I'm pretty sure that since the last pillar was a little bit short, I need to fix this pillar too. Not a big deal, easy to do. Vertex, grab all those verts. Oh, gotta collapse it first. Convert to edible poly. 1. And snap, lock down to there. That should be perfect. Okay, so if we look at the top of this, this time we're not going to cut the, just leave 1/4 because that leaves the other 3/4 need to be attached. We're just going to do, let me stop it and turn off the snap. Just going to do this 1/4 because we want it to go around the edge and we want it to match, so that's the best way to do it. We could pull it back and make it more recessed and stuff, but we're going to pretend that that's not how it works. Okay, so I do need to get rid of this one again. And that one. And then it should be just a case of attach this one and then go back into here, grab a bunch of these, hopefully it grabs all the ones we need. Go into the weld, check our weld, 342. It seems pretty small. Yeah, I think we need to leave that one back up to 1. How about where originally was one. There we go. So apparently I wasn't as close as I thought, so that's okay. There's really no small angles that we could have missed. We can check stuff, just do a spot check. Yeah, that looks good. And then we have to, of course, do this. And I could have done it before, yes, but I didn't. So hindsight's 20/20. Go to here. Oops. Go to here. Grab that. Ring. We know it's not going to ring. We'll just do the swift loop. It's that. Swift loop. It's that. I still have that old habit of grabbing the ring first. Notice this one doesn't have it. We'll have to cut that. We're going to have to do a cube on this side anyway. So anyway, now if I turn on the symmetry, you'll see I've got one full side done with the two corners done, and we're good to go. All we have to do is make one more side, and once we attach this, it'll dupe it over there, and then we dupe it one more time. It's in the middle, and then we start building our interior and our base. All right. I will talk to you guys in a minute and soon.